Did somebody say French toast? Yep. Today's workout, a little bit of a different style here. We've got 3 rounds and we're looking for 1 minute at each movement. So the movements we have today, you're going to notice some objectives here that are going to keep your heart rate up. And that is definitely the goal today. Try to push through that high heart rate. We're really tapping into that aerobic capacity. Our movements today, we've got jump rope or jumping jacks, or if it's nice out, you can go for a 1 minute jog and then come back to your next movement. Then we're looking at an alternating reverse lunge, plank holds, again with the jump rope, jumping jack or run, alternating lateral lunge, a hollow hold, a jump rope, jumping jack or run, air squat, and then finishing it up with a single leg bridge where we're going to do 30 seconds on each side. So again, meant to be high heart rate. Try to pick what your heart rate elevation movement is, whether you're going to do the jump rope, the jumping jack, or a little bit of a jog. And let's jump right in. All right, first movement. Again, you have your choice here, but you can see Caitlin here is using the jump rope. She's going to be nice and light on her toes. Just that little bit of the bounce, a little bit of that soft knee bend to help get that spring so that she comes up high enough just to get that rope underneath each pass. So the wrists are nice and relaxed at her side. She's got that little flick of the wrist to get that rope around, and she's got a pretty light grip on the end of that jump rope handle. So you don't need to death grip this one, right? No white knuckles here, but try to keep that chest up, keep that breathing controlled, because again, we have 3 sets of this per round, and there are 3 rounds. So try to work nice and consistently through this. If you happen to do the jumping jacks, similar concept. Try to keep moving nice and paced through it. And additionally, if you do choose to run, find a route. You can take your phone with you and time it 30 seconds out, 30 seconds back, and try to get that heart rate that way. Either way, again, that heart rate's going to go up, really challenging that aerobic capacity. Okay, so done with that high heart rate elevation. Now we're working into that alternating reverse lunge. So we're stepping back with that leg, and we're going more to the ball of the foot and the toes. So that back foot, whatever side's going back, that's more just for balance and a little bit of stability. We want most of the weight in whatever foot is in the front, and more specifically in that heel. And as you come out of that low position, we want to think about squeezing that glute on the front leg side to help keep the tension out of your knees and make sure that we're really getting those glutes, quads, and hamstrings involved. So as you're going through these, notice Caitlin's getting that back knee almost all the way to the ground. That's our goal, but if it's a little too challenging to get to that point, you can always go a little more shallow. Just find that depth that you're able to maintain throughout that 1 minute set. All right, as we wrap up those lunges, we are setting up for a plank hold. So even as much as we're not moving here, it is going to be a bit of a challenge to try to maintain your breath through it. So try to breathe deep. We're going to set up with those shoulders stacked right over your elbows, and we're making sure, just like we've always said, tuck your tailbone under to keep those abs super tight, almost like you're crunching as you're holding that plank position. So we're setting up on your toes, you've got those shoulders over your elbows, and we're holding that plank for a minute. If you need to, you can always go to your knees. You can always even start from your knees. Either way, find what's challenging for you and make sure you try to push through it. So you can always rest down on the knees and come back up to the toes after a little brief rest and on the knees, and then you can come back up to those toes to make sure we're challenging those abs. That was a nice chance to catch your breath, wasn't it? Well, good news, we get to get that heart rate up again. We have that jump rope, jumping jacks, or minute run here again. So again, heart rate back down a little bit. Now we're gonna get it back up. So just like we said before with the jump rope, nice light grip on those handles, nice light bounce on the toes, and that's gonna help make sure we're keeping nice and smooth through these jump ropes. So again, you can do jumping jacks, you can do a 1 minute jog, whatever you choose, make sure you keep that nice, steady pace. Okay, let's get those legs working again. We have alternating lateral lunges. So we want a nice wide stance here, but we're keeping your feet pointing straight ahead. Now the objective here is you're gonna lean to one side and push that butt back as far as you can as your torso sort of leans over that leg with that side. The side that you're not leaning towards, that leg is gonna actually stay straight to help keep you balanced and keep that tension in the opposite leg. So as you lean to the left side, really pushing that butt back, you're gonna push that left heel back up to the top, and vice versa. As you lean to the right side, you're gonna push that butt way back to the right side and push up through that right heel and get yourself back up to the top here. Notice how Caitlin's arms are coming forward as she goes down. That's gonna help counterbalance those hips going back. Make sure that you're really keeping those hips pushed way, way back. And now we are going to transition into another static movement. So we did those planks where we were holding that static tension into your abs. Same premise here with the hollow hold. We're keeping that static tension right into that core. We're going to keep your knees right over your hips so you get that 90-degree angles in your knees. And what we're going to do here is with your arms stretched out to your side, almost like you're reaching up toward your heels, we're going to crunch up so that you're really squeezing tight into those abdominals, and we're going to hold that position as long as you can. Goal here is to shoot for that 1 minute long set, but again, this is a challenging one, especially as that heart rate's elevated. So if you need to, you can always go with your heels down. You can go with one heel down, and what you can do is you can also just take a little break in the middle of the set if you need it. But again, we're trying to push through this, so try to really hold on as long as you can. If you want an extra challenge, you can also extend your legs out a little bit, either one leg at a time or with both legs a little more extended, and that's just going to amplify the tension on those lower abdominals and that abdominal wall. And I know you're about to curse us, but yes, we have more of that high heart rate element here. So you're looking again for that jump rope, jumping jack, or 1 minute jog. Either way, you pick your poison, but just make sure you grip through it. This is what really builds character. It's what's going to help really build that aerobic capacity. There's a reason we put it in there like this, to make sure we're challenging you to get that heart rate up, so that we're not only increasing your metabolism, but that we're maximizing the impact that we're having during this workout. So really try to push through it. You know that heart rate's getting high, but you can do this. Okay, we are going to get those legs working again. We're going into some straight air squats here. So your feet are set up about shoulder width apart, just a slight angle out of those toes. So we want those arms coming forward, but most importantly, we want that butt going way, way back and as down as low as you can. Our goal is to get your thighs parallel to the ground, making sure that your knees don't buckle in. So it helps if you're not only pushing through your heels on the way up, but that you're driving your knees nice and wide. That's going to recruit your glutes even more and make sure that we're keeping your knees from buckling in. So we're really working that depth here, driving through those heels up to the top. As you get more proficient in these, you can start to cycle them a little more quickly to keep that heart rate up, to also get more repetitions in that 1 minute set. What I challenge you to do is count the number that you get on your first round of these squats and try to match or beat that on the next 2 sets. Let's do it. Okay, I promise this is the last movement for this round. We are doing a single leg bridge. This should be a walk in the park for you. We're going to go one leg up towards the ceiling, almost fully extended, but really reaching that toe and that heel up towards the ceiling. The other leg, the planted leg, is going to be bent almost to the point where your heel is at your butt. Arms stretched out at the side, make sure you rotate those shoulders back, and we're pushing through that left heel to raise that right heel up towards the ceiling. So those hips come up nice and high, and then we're going to switch to the other side. So now pushing through that right heel, left heel is up towards the ceiling, and we're again pushing those hips high. The really important thing to think about here is as your hips get up towards the ceiling, whatever foot is on the ground, You want to squeeze that butt for all you've got, all of your strength. Really focus on squeezing that glute to make sure we're really impacting that strength in that muscle. So that's our goal here, 30 seconds each side, and then you're done with your round. All right, 1 round down, 2 more to go. Remember, we're looking for a total of 3 rounds. You're gonna get sweaty in this one. Your heart rate is gonna be up for a good part of it, but again, that's our goal. So try to push through as much as you can. No built-in rest. Try to keep moving. Only take rest when you absolutely need it. So really work on keeping that nice consistent pace, and be sure to post in the comments how you did. Post a sweaty selfie and let us know how we did. All right, we'll see you in the next one.